Okay, welcome back. Let's look at the question per se and how we answer it again. Okay, so we are looking at the first paragraph. We are looking at useful. Okay, so this source is useful in showing USA was responsible, correct? It tells me that USA was responsible for the outbreak of the Korean War. Okay, so first thing, you must always answer the question. Okay, because the question was asking you how useful is this source in showing about Korean War, right? And we already know that it is actually useful in showing that USA was responsible for the outbreak of Korean War. Okay, and then after that, what I do is I quote source details. Now, when I quote source details from the source, make sure source details, ding, ding, ding. Okay, so where's the source details here? The source details can be the gain control. The source details can be arena of fierce international conflict. It is up to you. Okay, later I want to see it in your SLS. Alright, don't forget, after I quote source detail, I must actually plus this suggests that. And the reason why I have this suggests that is because sometimes your source detail is not clear. Okay, so the explanation of source detail is very important. Okay, all right. Now, how do I do cross-referencing? I actually have a statement for it, and the statement is this can be supported by my contextual knowledge. And what is the knowledge that you know about USA being responsible for the outbreak of Korean War? Okay, do we know that USA sent troops? Yes. Do we know that USA they were actually fighting back? Yes. Do we know that USA supported South Korea? Yes. Do we also know, and if you remember and look at source E, right? Do we know that General Douglas MacArthur, the person in charge, was actually pushing North Korea all the way to the Yalu River? Yes. Okay, so USA pushed North Korean army all the way, almost quite near to China, right? To the Yalu River. So all this actually showed, based on my contextual knowledge, all of this actually showed that USA was responsible for the outbreak of Korean War. Okay, so this is one paragraph. This is paragraph 1. Now, paragraph 2, you must then say to me that, teacher, actually, this source is not useful. Oh, why is it not useful? Well, it's not useful because perhaps there are certain limitations to the source. And what were the limitations that you can find? Remember, I was like telling you that, the limitations were actually, they did not mention the role of other countries involved in the Korean War. And what were the two other countries that were involved in the Korean War? It was actually Soviet Union, and it was actually North Korea. So this source totally omits or deletes this information. And because it deletes this information, okay, you can say this is challenge by my contextual knowledge. And if you remember, what is the contextual knowledge that you remember? Okay, so the contextual knowledge that you remember would be, wasn't Soviet Union fighting? Wasn't North Korea fighting? So it's a bit limited, right? And this source is definitely not useful. Okay? So what is the contextual knowledge that you know? You know that USSR, or sometimes Soviet Union, gave blessings. Blessings to who? Give blessings to North Korea. To what? To invade South Korea. And we also know that North Korea was actually, what was the North Koreans doing? The North Koreans were the first one to launch an invasion to South Korea. So you can see all these things are not in the source. And if you really look very carefully, then you know that actually this source is not useful due to purpose. And why purpose? Go back to your CAMO. Let's look again at the source. This source is by, remember this, Soviet historian. And even though it is after Korean War, this is in 1984, there could be sort of an agenda for this. Okay? And let's take a look. This source was not useful due to purpose because, one, the creator was Russian. And maybe because he was a Soviet historian, what was he trying to do? Push the blame to USA. Why push the blame to USA? Because maybe this Soviet historian was trying to erase the fact that it was Soviet Union, it was North Korea who sort of started this war. He was just trying to justify. Nothing to do with Justin Bieber. Justify here means it is to sort of support. Okay? To justify that Soviet Union was actually all this while the innocent party. Right? Because if you look at the big question, remember the big question? Who was responsible for the Korean War? And one of the people who were responsible for the Korean War, again, it was USA. It was Soviet Union. It was South Korea. It was North Korea. It was China. It was UN. So they were all trying to sort of push the blame to each other. Okay? So I hope you sort of understand how we get the answers. Okay, it is 2 paragraphs per se. Are utility questions hard? They are not hard, but they can get a bit tedious. Now, in the event that in N-level, if really you have no time, so what you do is at least you must do one side really well. Okay, so at least if let's say this was a 6 marks or a 7 marks question, at least you get half of it. Alright, make sure you quote the source details properly. Now, sometimes some people ask me, not useful chair must quote source details or not. It depends, because if you do not useful due to purpose, there isn't a need to. Okay, so later on, I will put this question in SLS. What I want everyone to do is I want you to write it out for me. Okay? Alright? So I really hope you understand it. And I hope this video has been very useful. we're going to continue this annotation so that at least we have a compilation of all the different skills. Okay, so all right, bye bye, see you another day. Stay safe, everybody.